Halloween, a festival rooted in ancient Celtic traditions and now celebrated worldwide, has recently gained traction among younger generations in urban China, particularly in cities like Shanghai. This enthusiasm, characterized by costume parades, theme parties, and social media buzz, has not gone unnoticed by the Chinese government, which has often responded with suppression, including police interventions and detainments. This article explores the various reasons behind the government's disapproval of Halloween celebrations, examining political control, cultural perspectives, and societal dynamics, while incorporating real-world examples to further elucidate these factors. To comprehend the Chinese government's stance on Halloween, it is essential to consider the historical context of public gatherings in China. The Communist Party of China, CPC, has maintained strict control over society since its rise to power in 1949, inherently viewing public assembly with suspicion. This caution stems from significant historical events, such as the Tiananmen Square protests of 1989, where a peaceful gathering escalated into a violent crackdown, leading to considerable political unrest and loss of life. For instance, the Tiananmen Square protests began as a student-led movement advocating for political reform and greater freedoms, but quickly garnered mass support. The government's violent suppression of these protests has had lasting implications, instilling a deep-seated fear within the CPC of large public gatherings. Consequently, any collective activity, even one as seemingly innocuous as Halloween celebrations, is viewed through the lens of potential unrest. At the heart of the Chinese government's rationale for prohibiting celebrations like Halloween is its unwavering commitment to maintaining social stability. Large gatherings, regardless of their intent, can be perceived as possible catalysts for unrest. The CPC prioritizes stability above all else, fearing that any form of public assembly might threaten its authority or disrupt the societal harmony it strives to project. For example, in 2019, widespread protests erupted in Hong Kong over proposed extradition legislation. These protests, which began with peaceful demonstrations, quickly escalated into significant clashes between protesters and law enforcement. The events in Hong Kong serve as a cautionary tale for the mainland government, underscoring the potential for peaceful gatherings to evolve into larger movements that challenge state authority. This heightened sensitivity to public assemblies has led the government to view celebrations like Halloween, which involve community gathering, with apprehension. Culturally, Halloween embodies themes of death, the supernatural, and chaos, elements that starkly contrast with the values promoted by the Chinese government. The CPC emphasizes social harmony, respect for ancestors, and the promotion of traditional Chinese values, all of which are at odds with the more individualistic and sometimes anarchic spirit of Halloween celebrations. The portrayal of ghosts and spirits in Halloween celebrations can evoke discomfort within a society that has deep-rooted beliefs in honoring the deceased and maintaining familial bonds. For instance, the Qingming Festival, a traditional Chinese holiday for honoring ancestors, emphasizes solemnity and respect, creating a cultural dissonance with Halloween's lighthearted treatment of death and the supernatural. This contrast is further illustrated by how popular media in China portrays ghosts, often as vengeful spirits seeking retribution rather than the playful caricatures found in Western celebrations. Moreover, the government actively promotes traditional Chinese festivals, such as the Mid-Autumn Festival and Chinese New Year, which align with its narrative of cultural pride and national identity. The Mid-Autumn Festival, celebrated with mooncakes and family reunions, is a time for reflection and honoring familial connections. In contrast, Halloween's focus on individual expression and commercialism threatens to dilute the traditional cultural values that the CPC seeks to uphold. In today's digital landscape, social media plays a critical role in shaping public sentiment and organizing gatherings. Platforms like Weibo and WeChat have enabled young people in China to share their enthusiasm for Halloween, fostering a sense of community around the celebration. This digital mobilization poses a potential threat to the government, as it may inspire offline gatherings that could lead to collective action. In 2020, For example, a viral Halloween-themed photo contest on Weibo attracted significant attention, with participants sharing creative costumes and decorations. While the contest was lighthearted, it demonstrated the potential for social media to unite individuals around a shared cultural event. The government's swift crackdown on Halloween festivities can be interpreted as an attempt to thwart this kind of grassroots mobilization. By disrupting gatherings and policing social media content related to Halloween, authorities aim to mitigate any potential for collective enthusiasm that could challenge state narratives. The younger generation in China is increasingly influenced by global culture, seeking avenues for self-expression through fashion, music, and festivals. Halloween, with its emphasis on creativity and individuality, resonates with many young Chinese who feel constrained by traditional societal expectations. For instance, costume parties and themed events provide a rare opportunity for young people to break free from the pressures of conformity and explore different identities, even if temporarily. However, the government's restrictions on Halloween highlight a broader tension between youth identity and state control. The CPC has actively sought to cultivate a patriotic youth culture through education and propaganda, emphasizing loyalty to the state and traditional values. Simultaneously, it grapples with the challenge of accommodating the diverse and evolving identities of its young citizens. In 2021, during the height of Halloween festivities, various cities reported police interventions to disband gatherings of young people dressed in costumes. This heavy-handed approach not only stifled individual expression, but also underscored the government's discomfort with any display of youth culture that deviated from its controlled narrative. Such actions illustrate the inherent conflict between the aspirations of the youth and the rigid frameworks imposed by the state. Another crucial aspect of the government's disapproval of Halloween celebrations relates to economic considerations and commercialization. While Halloween presents opportunities for economic gain through costume sales, party supplies, and themed events, the CPC is wary of any commercial activity that does not align with its goals of promoting traditional Chinese culture. In recent years, businesses in urban areas have increasingly adopted Halloween-themed promotions to attract customers. For example, popular shopping districts in Shanghai have seen the emergence of Halloween-themed pop-up stores and events aimed at capitalizing on the festive spirit. However, these commercial ventures often come under scrutiny from authorities who may view them as attempts to undermine cultural integrity or promote excessive consumerism. Moreover, the CPC's emphasis on socialist values and ethical consumption contrasts with the commercial nature of Halloween. The party has consistently advocated for restraint and moderation in consumption, viewing rampant consumerism as detrimental to social harmony. Therefore, any celebration perceived as fostering excessive commercial activity is likely to face pushback from the government. The Chinese government has historically employed various forms of messaging and ideological control to shape public perception and maintain its narrative. Festivals and cultural celebrations play a significant role in this ideological landscape. The CPC promotes festivals that reflect its values, emphasizing themes of hard work, unity, and social harmony, while discouraging those that could be construed as promoting chaos or dissent. In this context, Halloween is often framed as an unwanted foreign import, one that threatens to undermine Chinese cultural identity. State media frequently portray Western holidays as frivolous and devoid of meaning, suggesting that they distract from more significant cultural events. For instance, during the run-up to Halloween, government-sponsored outlets have been known to emphasize the importance of traditional festivals, portraying Halloween celebrations as superficial distractions that detract from the rich tapestry of Chinese heritage. Furthermore, educational institutions have been known to discourage students from participating in Halloween festivities, framing such involvement as unpatriotic. By promoting traditional festivals in schools and communities, the government seeks to instill a sense of national pride while minimizing the appeal of foreign celebrations. The Chinese government's reluctance to permit the celebration of Halloween is a multifaceted issue deeply rooted in its political ideology cultural values, and social dynamics. While Halloween may appear to be a harmless festival to many, it embodies the potential for collective action and cultural exchange that the government views with skepticism. As China continues to modernize and its youth increasingly seek avenues for self-expression, the tensions between individual desires and state control are likely to persist. In summary, the government's response to Halloween celebrations reflects broader concerns about political stability, cultural integrity, and the evolving identities of Chinese youth. Understanding these underlying factors is crucial for comprehending the complexities of cultural celebrations within the context of China's unique political landscape. As the global exchange of ideas and cultural practices continues, the challenge for the Chinese government will be to navigate these tensions while maintaining its authority and promoting a cohesive national identity.